Some really interesting insights there. A huge thank you to all of our panelists. Now coming up, we have Simetria's Keinan with insight into privatizing securities, a conversation that we've heard a lot in 2021, and we think it's going to continue for the next few years. And following that, we do have some discussions on Robinhood, so make sure to stay tuned.
So thank you for the kind introduction. We launched Simetria about a year ago, near the time of the LA Blockchain Summit, and it's really exciting to be here. Many things have happened since then, and I'm really happy to be here again to share. We are a digital securities market. This past year, digital securities technology and CBDC has been on the rise. But this is going to be kind of a strange talk in that respect because we're not going to speak about digital securities at all. What we are going to speak about is something which is pain for many companies, and we think that it is an opportunity to address. So I'm from Israel. Israel is one of the largest tech hubs in the world, with over 70 unicorns. The battle for talent in Israel is raging. We have 13,000 tech jobs currently open. Over 60% of Israeli startups are struggling to recruit talent. In fact, the sector continued to flourish and investment increased. The talent shortage is becoming even more acute. Over 15 billion was raised in the sector in the last 8 months alone. Those companies are tripling the number of job openings. As a startup, you are not only competing with other startups within your industry, but also with global players such as Google, Amazon, Apple, and recently named Meta. A real-life story has been emerging even within Simetria itself that we decided to share. We have been looking in Simetria for a new product lead. We met several great candidates who were excited to join Simetria, including a person named Jamie, an alias name. She's the talent that we were looking for. We really liked the company, and she had the skill and experience we were looking for. And in parallel to Simetria offers, she had other offers from 3 major banks. JMP competing offers from banks included equity exercisable into cash in form of RSU, something which for us is really difficult to compete with. If I was to compete with this offer, I had to offer Jamie additional salary, which would eat into my budget and eventually lead to competition to update their salary, sparking a salary war, and they would still have that added bonus of equity that they can offer that is exercisable into cash. No asset is more important to the business than its people. The talent, dedication, the ideas is the driving force behind the company's success. So how do you win this war? How can private companies still win competition over talent? My conclusion is in order to compete over Jamie, I would have to offer Jamie compensation of equity that is exercisable into cash, not only a bonus that she may or may not encounter in the future. From our findings, most employees prioritize the speed of encountering with money when determining the next employer. Simetria launched a year ago with a very clear and straightforward mission to become a private market that provides liquidity to private companies. What we have learned since through our intensive dialogue with the market and private companies are encountering an even greater problem when it comes to hiring and retention of employees due to the lack of liquidity and overall compensation of talent. The best example that illustrates the inefficiency of the private companies in that respect is employee equity compensation. For the company, equity is the most important and valuable asset together with the employees. Nevertheless, the opaqueness surrounding option grants and their potentials, since there are no actual liquidity opportunity throughout the employment period, employees tend to mistakenly undervalue or entirely disregard the inherent potential value of the stock option. This isn't a good result for neither side, neither the employee nor the employer. When we started Simetria, we said, let's make the company's success feel tangible even before the IPO. We take the secondary sales process, do it often, mimic the liquidity of the open markets. First, we make it easy. No more finance department dedicating 6 months to execute a single secondary sale. We make the secondary sale process so easy, you could scale and repeat it if needed. Second, we help our clients make sure that the process is fully compliant. Secondary sale process has many different aspects such as tax, securities regulation, and privacy. No company wants to have mishaps in its secondary process. Simetria ensures that, even when it comes to multi-jurisdictions that the company operates in. Third, we introduce the marketplace where investors who are your clients, vendors, and fans can use this opportunity to take a stake at your company without diluting the current investors. In February, we obtained a regulatory approval to operate a DLT secondary market solution out of Israel. During this year, we raised financing from top VCs and entered into partnership with global technology partners. Those VCs include Draper Goren Holm, which is hosting this event, CoinIX, the public trading fund, Algorand Consensus, and one of our early investors, the Swiss Bluefolio. We built a team to include both technology experts and top regulation experts. We further build our product, and we are now ready to launch. The world isn't what it used to be. Quantitative easing is pushing more and more capital into the markets, causing competition over talent to rage. Are you ready for this? So we're going to see right now a short demo of one of the two flows that we have where employees can actually exercise their options. This is Jamie. You remember Jamie from the presentation. She can see her ownership details on a DLT. This is going to Algorand Seeker to see like her details directly on the DLT. While it uploads, I'm just going to explain. She has 24,000 vested options. This is her current balance. This is the last share price and the estimated value. Jamie can just accept one of those bids of investors directly, or she can propose one of her deals by herself. This is here. You can see how much she's holding, and you can see her holdings in shares and in digital currency. So in this explanation, in this demo, Jamie is accepting this bid and choose to sell 1,000 shares, and the exercise cost is $5,000. The total value is 17. So after tax, she's going to have $9,000 into her account. Let's confirm this. This transaction is actually registered on a blockchain. So you see, this is why it takes a little bit of time to be updated. But then, yeah, this is registered to the blockchain. And you can go to the DLT transaction page and actually see the transaction is being updated on the blockchain. The transaction is actually executed automatically via a smart contract that exchanges the digital money with the digital shares, and the transaction is actually executed. Jamie can also decide to post an offer of her own. She can decide to offer 1,000 shares at an 18 or let's say $20 per shares. Okay, and then press the sell button. Okay. Now the transaction appears at the investor page, and you can see here this is 1,000 of Jamie's shares at $20 per share, and she can and the investor can actually buy those shares right now directly from Jamie. And again, the transaction is registered on the blockchain. It's going to take a second or two, and it's done. So this is our demo. Thank you very much for participating in this call.